What's up guys, this is Beast Brawler, and welcome back to another The Final Power Level Warrior video. Now today I'm going to be doing a review of the Ascension update. That's what I like to call it. There are a little bit more features added, but the main, uh, I, the meat of the update is, the Ascension, which I'll go over in a second. But anyway, let's just get right into it. I know this update's been out for like almost a week for the most part. Actually, I think it's been out for at least a week. But in a second, I'm gonna go over why it took me so long to do this. I mean, actually, for the past 2 days, I don't really have an excuse. I could have made a video on it the past 2 days because it was fixed. But I just couldn't really find the time, and I wanted to make sure that there was nothing wrong with it. And I think 2 days worth of watching ads and playing the game so far, the game's mostly fixed. And like I said, I'm gonna go over some of the problems with it and some of the things I like as well. So yeah, hold on, let me just fix this real quick. Sorry about that. Stop. Come on, guys, stop. Calls and notifications. Don't display notifications. There we go. Alright, cool. So anyway, hopefully that worked. But let's get right into it. So, one of the main things about this update that I think is actually really cool, and definitely a one-up about this update, is, I'll go over it after I beat this guy, is, if you guys look at the top, you'll notice that now, for the last about year and not a half, because Bullet did that update like when Lionel came out, or when the Awakening Force came out. But for a year, you were only able to max out at 1,500 ability points. Now, you max out at... Now, you max out at 5,000. So that is definitely a plus. The reason for that is, I'm going to go over that in a second, is the Ascension mode and how that works. You can upgrade 10 at a time. So, I was thinking about upgrading Eon once I maxed out, but you know what, for the sake of the video, I want to like give you guys a little example of how much power you get. Now, something I want to mention real quick is, before this update, whenever you would ascend, it would double your current power. Now, you still get a lot of power, which is awesome, but not as much, and I'll show you in a second. So, to upgrade, this is one of the things that I'm kind of upset about, but this is only coming from a person who doesn't really have a lot of time on their hands. So, it costs 5,000 crystals and 500 ability points to upgrade. Now, the crystals are fine. 100 ads, that takes about an hour or so to collect through watching ads. However, the ability points take twice as long to collect watching ads. However, the fastest way to get both is to collectively, well, collect them. Now you may be like, what do you mean by that? Well, here's the thing. It's actually slower for you to collect each one individually through this method, which is what I'm doing right now. Torment 1, or Torment Saga 3 1-1. This is actually slower for each individually. However, you're not just getting crystals and you're not just getting ability points in Torment Saga 3. you're actually getting both at a pretty surprisingly fast rate. And here's something else I want to point out. I don't know if it's just me, if I just noticed this, or if this just so happens to be a coincidence, which I doubt. But the less of an item you have, the more likely you are to get it. So this game is not very save friendly, which I like saving because I like to max out on what I get. I prefer quantity. I prefer quantity. If I need something, like, and it's, all right, but I still need it for, just the sake of it being a necessity, but I don't have, like, enough for it, then I'll take it only temporarily. For example, my car. But right now I'm saving up for a nice, I don't know, I want to say what type of car, but I'm saving up for a nice car. And this game is like, no, you can't do that, bro. You gotta spend, because you're more likely to get a reward if you spend the other ones you have on this game. So that's something else I want to point out. But yeah, the fastest way to get both crystals and power points at the same time is doing this. However, if you're not playing the game, or you're not focusing on the game, then I would prefer simply watching ads for PowerPoints. And the reason why is because it is a lot faster to collect crystals through playing the game than ability points. Because even now, I get like twice as many crystals as I do ability points. So, yeah. When you're idly just, watching ads and you're like not really focusing on the game too much, I would recommend just watching for ability points. Don't even worry about the crystals until you're actually playing the game. So something else I want to go over is, like I said, the Ascension upgrade. So, like I said before, you could upgrade once into a double. Now if you upgrade, you get about 100 million. Which, like I said, is still fine. But here's how the Ascension upgrade works, something I noticed. My characters in the past would have like a power level of 1 billion or so. And when they transformed, their power level would be like 700 billion. Alright? So I just upgraded right now. Let's see how big of an upgrade I get. My max before was like 5,400,000,000. Okay? Now let's see what my max ends up being now. I already passed it in Final Sage Form, in Prestige Sage Form 3. Is when I passed my previous max. That's still a lot of power. It also increases the transformation multiplier, or more like adder, because I went over in previous updates that in Power Level Warrior, or in this game, it's not really a multiplier, it's more like it adds your power. Because it doesn't have a consistent, like, I guess, multiplier. But anyway, yeah, so it gives you a bigger boost now, which is also just really satisfying. It's really awesome. I like it. Okay, and something else I want to go over. I can't really prove it right now because I'm too weak. I've been focusing on upgrading all the characters. But for ranked, you can now go over 120. Like I said, I can't prove it. But if you go to the leaderboards, there's some people that have passed it, and they are legit players. So, it's definitely possible now. So, hopefully, when I do this, it works. And by works, I mean doesn't works. But now I'm going to go over some of the negatives. But first, I want to go over a semi-negative. Sorry, not a semi-negative. I want to go over a neutral addition to this game. Just a new feature. So if you notice, there's a loading screen. For some of you, it'll probably take longer to load, but for me, I got a Samsung Note 9. I ain't trying to flex, I'm just saying that that's what I have. So the loading screen lasts less than a second. That wasn't even a full second. Sometimes it does actually take a while, like if I go to Sagas. That was at least a second, but anyway. Yeah, there's that. But now, like I said, I'm going to go over to the features that I didn't like. I'm also going to go over bugs that were fixed, but like I said, they're fixed. So, first let me go over the features that are still in the game. Or the things I don't like that are still in the game. So, let's watch an ad. Okay, while I'm watching this ad, uh... sorry I was stretching right there. I don't know why I just randomly had to stretch right there. That was weird. Sorry about that. Do 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 do. Yeah. Ads. Look. Did you see that? Did you see that? I didn't get the reward. But here's the thing, guys. You may be like, oh, great, Bullet needs to fix that. No. I talked to Bullet. That is actually a Google problem. If you guys want that fixed, because it mostly does that at the start of the game. After that, it'll give you the ad. Or it'll give you the reward. But if you guys want that fixed, I'd suggest contacting Google Play Services about that. Because I think that is really stupid that that has to happen. The second thing I don't like about the update, I think I already sort of mentioned it. Yeah, I think I already mentioned it, is, like I said before, the fact that ads for ability points are, in my opinion, you get a very minuscule amount. And that's the only really Bullet-esque thing I don't like. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, I would have preferred for the crystals to amount similarly to the ability points. So when you watch ads for the ability points, it takes about an hour, and then when you watch them for the crystals, it takes about an hour. But at the moment, yeah, it's kind of not hit or miss. I don't know the word for it. I just don't like it personally. I mean, you guys could tell me whatever you want, like, oh, but Bullet, he needs people to watch ads. Well, you could argue that people would watch ads more if they were getting a bigger reward out of it, but that's just my opinion. Okay? That's just my opinion. Like, I don't think this is necessarily like a negative thing that's affecting the game, but it's still nonetheless a negative thing, in my opinion. So now, hopefully, this works. But I don't know, maybe it will, maybe it won't. This is just random, so I doubt it's gonna work. But I don't really know if I want to show you guys. I'll just tell you, whatever. I'll just tell you guys. So, the game has crashed multiple times for me. Multiple. Yesterday, I think the game crashed a total of, like, 5 times. And then I just decided, I decided, what the hell am I talking about? It stopped after a while. It stopped crashing, as a matter of fact. I think I had it on for about 3 hours without it crashing. And, yeah, by the way, it mostly crashed just while I was watching ads. So, that's kind of weird. I don't know what's up with that. But, yeah, it crashed a lot. Just watching ads. Which is crazy, in my opinion. And now I want to go over something really cool with the ads. So let me choose a different character because he's all maxed out. Let's do an example with Corn. Unless he has it maxed out too. Okay, no he doesn't. So, First of all, let me get a little... Oh my gosh. It's gonna take him forever to get his ability points when I get to him. But now whenever you watch an ad, instead of getting 5, you get... Hold on, let me see if he has any for another one. Okay, so let's do base power level. Now instead of watching an ad and getting 5 ability points, you get 10. Not 5 ability points. 5 upgrade points. You get 10. Which is also a really cool feature, in my opinion. Oh, look! The ad didn't work again. Nice. So, let's go back to Eon. And I'm trying to think, like, I don't want to miss anything. Oh, also, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, but whenever I watch an ad, the sagas, when you're in sagas, they'll slide up. So you'll be like, let's say, at a higher one, or the scrolly thing wise, a lower one, and it'll take you like up here, and you're just like, wow, great. Now if I want to change sagas, I have to go all the way down. I'm sure that's an easy fix. I don't know, but it's not really that big of a deal. That negative wasn't intended. So that's pretty much my review for the state of the game right now. But now I'm going to go over some things that were... While I play as Eon, I'm going to go over a lot of bugs that happened. And you may be like, why are you going to go over these things if they're fixed now? Well, the reason why is just to give you guys an idea as to why I took so long to review this update. So first of all, and again, like I said, most of these were not intended by Bullet. Like, these just happened. He even admitted himself that he didn't test it, really. So, I mean, I guess you could put the blame on him, but at the same time, like I said, he didn't intend for any of this. So first of all, I think 4 or 5 characters were unplayable at all. Like, you couldn't play as them. Not only that, but they wouldn't appear in any of the levels that they were in. I think those were King Mad, Prince Art, Mista, and a few others. But yeah. Second of all, I agree with this too, although some people obviously are bummed out about this. Because in my opinion, the power level thing was way too high. It was way too high. The amount of power you get for each upgrade was just insane. Like, I know, like I said, it doubles it pretty much, but there's a point where you'll be able to, like, do all your, what's it called? Where you'll be able to do all your stat upgrades, and then you'll just be OP. And then in Sagas, like, you'll just breeze through Sagas because of how OP you'd be. So, I'm kind of glad that he fixed the power level. I didn't know he was going to make it that low. But I was thinking about, instead of half or double your power, you get about 25% of it. But that didn't end up being the case. You just end up getting a fixed amount, sort of. Which is still fine, but... Yeah, I'm glad he added the Ascension upgrade in the first place. Then another thing that happened was, this was in the update right before all the fixes were pretty much done, was when you try to leave the game, you couldn't be able to quit the game. And that's really important for me when I do training mode, because I like fighting all the enemies in the first part of 1-1 Torment Saga 3. And then I just quit the game because the enemies afterward transform, and that takes a long ass time. But anyway, another problem with the game, like I said, these are not Bullet's fault necessarily. He just... I don't know what happened, okay? But he wasn't intending for these issues to be in the game. But anyway, you could quit the game, and sometimes it would just straight up either freeze the game, or it just takes way too long. And that was mostly happening in training mode. But yeah, that would happen. And then what else? There's quite a few glitches that I'm mentioning. Sometimes the camera, when you're near the edge of the map, it wouldn't focus on your character. It would focus on... Sorry, it wouldn't focus on the enemy. It would focus on either you or just nothing at all. Because I guess it thought that there's like an invisible wall where the edge of the map is. And then, well, like I said, I'm trying to make sure I don't like not mention anything. Gosh, there was something else that like was a big issue for me when I did the update. I forgot what it was. It did crash way more before the most recent fixes. If that's something to mention. I'm trying to think, like, jeez, this was a pretty weird update. It's an awesome update. I really like this. I really like this update, but I'm just trying to... Oh, I can't remember what it was, but there was something about the update that was, like, kind of messed up that I didn't really enjoy too much. I forgot what it was. Oh, well. I forgot. Okay. I forgot. So... Oh, yeah, okay. I finally thought of it, okay. So, the major thing about the update, the very first time Bullet made it come out, was people over the level 25 were not able to ascend for some reason. So, yeah, that was one of the big ones that I wanted to point out. I think there was some other stuff, but either I didn't know about it or I forgot about it. But I just want to end the video here because I don't want to just do a whole video where I'm thinking about stuff to point out about previous versions of this update. But overall, this game is definitely replayable now, in my opinion. I mean, for me, it was always a replayable game, but now it's definitely at that point where, oh, you could do these Ascension upgrades and you can get even stronger, instead of you having to use ability points to do so, or straight up level up. Because I already have all my ability points for Rice, but Rice is just, you know, barely scraping by still. And I was going to use the max and base power upgrades to upgrade him, but now I can't do that anymore. And even leveling him up takes a while because of the crystals. But now if I use the crystals and a couple of ability points, I can make him way stronger now. Same with everyone else. Because I like playing as everyone, not just one character. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My one complaint about this update is if Bullet was gonna, you know, work on this game still, he might as well have given some characters their own unique Awakening 4s. Like, for example, my boy Mirror, you could have gave him, you know, Dark Calm Mode, or for, Suno, you could have given her, like, wings or something. That would actually be pretty cool. Like, wings similar to Lionel's. But even still, without all that stuff, I'm still grateful for this update. Like, what do you get out of it? You get more You get more upgrade points per ad. You can... The sky is the limit now with power level. You can climb the ranks now instead of just being stuck at 120. You can go further now. And the game just feels a lot better. Because it is a lot better now. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't intend for it to be as long as it was, but it is, so that's just the way it is. I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that may be. Have a nice day. Great.